Shalom, my friend. I am Rabbi Boaz, the Torah Life Strategist, and today I am going to perform an emergency triage on your soul, because you are currently dying from a spiritual virus that is more lethal to your bank account than any market crash or hyperinflation. You think you are safe because you work hard. You think you are protected because you are nice, and you think your failure to reach the $1 million mark is a matter of timing. You are wrong. You are being infected. Right now, there are people in your immediate proximity who are acting as biological weapons against your mazal. You are allowing the poverty infection to seep into your bloodline because you have no gates, no guards, and no dignity. I am here to tell you that if you do not perform a radical social amputation today, you will spend the rest of your life in the exile of effort, wondering why the luck always seems to belong to someone else. I am Rabbi Boaz, and I don't give hope, I give high-voltage strategy. If you wanted a hug, you should have called your mother. If you want to become a sovereign, you need to listen to every word of this security briefing. In the Hebrew language, the word for luck is mazal, which comes from the root nozel, meaning to flow down. Abundance is a high-pressure system that is constantly trying to enter your reality, but your social circle is a collection of jammers and parasites that are creating static in your frequency. You are trying to download a billion-dollar strategy from the source, while 3 people in your life are actively cutting the fiber optic cable of your soul. Today, I am going to identify the 3 specific carriers of this infection, and I am going to reveal a secret shielding protocol that the elite have used for centuries to protect their light from the unwashed masses. If you don't have the stomach to evict these people, then you are a volunteer for poverty, and I have no pity for volunteers. You think I am being arrogant? Look at the people you call friends. If they are broke, if they are complaining, and if they are measuring your progress to make themselves feel better, then they are the rust in your pipes. You are a sovereign who has chosen to live in a leper colony. The first person you must never let into your life, the primary carrier of the poverty infection, is the success auditor. This is the individual who enters your life under the guise of interest or mentorship, but their only real goal is to count your numbers. In the Torah, we are taught that King David made a catastrophic error when he decided to count the people of Israel. He triggered a plague. Why? Because counting creates finitude. It puts a box around the infinite and invites strict justice. The success auditor does this to you every time they ask, "So, how much did you actually make on that deal?" Or, "What is your overhead like?" They aren't trying to help you. They are trying to measure your light so they can put a ceiling on it. Their very gaze triggers the ayin hara, the evil eye. In spiritual physics, the observer affects the observed. When a person with a frequency of lack looks at your abundance, they project a narrow light that creates a short circuit in your mazal. They are essentially auditing your worthiness in the heavenly court without your permission. If you have a friend who is always curious about your exact numbers, but has no skin in your game, you are hosting a spy for the Satan. You are giving them the ammunition to use against you in the spiritual realm. A sovereign keeps his numbers hidden. He keeps his harvest uncounted. If you allow the success auditor to stay in your circle, you are inviting a cosmic audit that will result in unexpected expenses and deals that vanish at the finish line. You are leaking millions because you want the ego stroke of telling someone how well you are doing. How retarded is that? You are trading your kingdom for a wow from a person who wants to see you fail. The second person who is poisoning your life is the gossip conduit, the merchant of Lashon Hara. This is the person who is always checking in on you, just to tell you who else has failed, who is getting divorced, or which business in town just went under. You think they are just sharing news, but I am telling you they are puncture wounds in your vessel. The Zohar teaches that the mouth is a creative terminal. When a person speaks about death, failure, and chaos, they are literally clothing themselves in the energy of tohu. When you listen to them, you are performing a spiritual blood transfusion with a corpse. You are allowing the frequency of "it didn't work for them" to enter your subconscious mind. This is a highly contagious form of the poverty infection. It kills your bitashan, your active certainty. You cannot build a fortress of wealth while someone is constantly whispering that the walls are made of sand. These conduits are often the nicest people you know, but they are the most dangerous because they bring the static of the world into your sanctuary. They break the silent wealth protocol that I have taught you. If you are serious about your reconstruction, you must realize that every time you ingest a piece of negative news about someone else's finances, you are punching a hole in your own spiritual wallet. You are telling the universe that you are tuned to the frequency of loss, and the universe always says amen to your frequency. You need to understand that proximity is destiny. If you are surrounded by people who speak the language of the exile, you will never reach the promised land. This brings us to a moment of truth in this briefing. Most of you are realizing right now that your social vessel is completely compromised. You are realizing that your parents, your siblings, or your childhood friends are the literal reasons you are still struggling I am telling you these things because the clock is ticking. The world is getting noisier, and the static is getting thicker. If you don't have a sealed vessel and a clear pipe, you will be swept away by the chaos of the masses. Only the sovereigns who have followed the order law, the Seder, will remain standing with their wealth intact. I am Rabbi Boaz. I don't give you tips. I give you the laws of spiritual physics. The choice is yours. Stay infected and die in the exile, or perform the amputation and live in the kingdom. The technical manual, the Mazel reconstruction, is in the description. It is the only wrench that can tighten your pipes. Get it? Execute the protocols and watch how fast the bad luck vanishes when the parasites are gone. Your soul is the blueprint. Your life is the construction. The work begins the second you turn off this video and start the purge. Shalom. Now, look at your life through the lens of a strategist. If you are running $1 billion hedge fund, would you allow someone with a history of catastrophic financial failure to sit in your investment committee meetings? Would you allow a person who constantly talks about the impossibility of winning to have a key to your vault? Of course not. That would be professional suicide. Yet, you allow these exact frequencies into the boardroom of your life every single day. You allow them to influence your mood, your drive, and your perception of reality. This is the ultimate form of self-sabotage. The success auditor, the gossip conduit, and the scarcity anchor are not just people. They are frequencies, and frequencies are contagious. If you stand in a room with a sick person long enough, you will eventually catch the virus. If you stay in the frequency of poverty long enough, your brain will literally lose the ability to see the billion-dollar doors that are standing right in front of you. You will become frequency blind. This is why your deals keep failing. It isn't the market, it's your eyes. Your vision has been distorted by the static of the people you surround yourself with. You are trying to see the future through a window covered in the mud of other people's failures. Clean the window, perform the social exorcism, reconstruct your mazal. You need to understand that being a sovereign is a lonely path in the beginning. Most people are addicted to the relatability of the struggle. They love to bond over how hard life is and how expensive things are. This is a ritual of the exile of effort. A sovereign does not bond over struggle. He bonds over Seder, order and creation. If your friends can only talk to you when things are going wrong, they are not friends. They are crisis junkies who feed on your pain. When things start going right, they will become your primary critics. They will find moral reasons why your wealth is wrong or why your new habits are weird. Do not listen to them. They are the voice of the parasite trying to keep the host from escaping. You are the host, and it is time to starve the parasite. This 30-day reconstruction is about reclaiming your biological and spiritual energy. It's about understanding that every terminal in your life, your mouth, your eyes, your kitchen, your bedroom, and your wallet, must be secured according to the divine blueprint. If you are sloppy in the physical, you are sloppy in the spiritual. And the spiritual is the parent of the physical. Change the parent, and the child changes. Reconstruct the mazal, and the money appears. It is a mathematical certainty. The reservoir is opening. The water is falling. The only question is your vessel ready? Only you can answer that with your actions. No more prayers, no more begging, only construction. I have laid out the entire path in the Mazal Reconstruction. It is the plumbing kit for your soul. It will show you how to seal the bathroom drain and the kitchen terminal so the light stays in the house. It will teach you the morning ignition so you don't boot up your day in a state of static. If you are serious about your legacy, You will stop making excuses. You will stop being a nice guy and start being a sovereign man. Real kindness is protecting your family's mazal. Real love is building a wall of fire around your sanctuary. The people I have identified today are the cracks in your wall. Seal them. Throw out the chipped cups. Replace the dead plants. And for the love of the source, stop letting people with poverty spirits breathe on your dreams. You are an architect. Your soul is the blueprint. Your life is the construction. The construction project of your life has been stalled because the job site is a mess. Clean it up. Get the manual. Follow the protocols for 30 days. And watch how fast the bad luck disappears when the infection is gone. The waterfall of Mazal is already falling. The reservoir is open. The only question is whether your life is a vessel or a drain. Choose to be a vessel. Choose wholeness. Choose shlimut. I have given you the strategy. The execution is your burden. If you fail to act after hearing this, you are complicit in your own poverty. You are choosing to be a victim, and the universe will continue to treat you like one. Stop the cycle. Get the manual. Build the palace. The world is waiting for your success, and the Creator is waiting for your alignment. Don't keep them waiting any longer. The time for begging is over. The time for construction is now. You must realize that every second you spend without a security protocol is a second you are broadcasting a signal of "I am not ready." God does not give to those who are unready. He gives to the stewards who have the hardware to handle the software of wealth. Your hardware is your character and your social boundaries. If your hardware is weak, the abundance will literally crash your system. This is why lottery winners go broke. They have high light, but a cracked vessel. They didn't do the reconstruction. They didn't do the 30 days of demolition. You have the opportunity to do it right. You have the opportunity to build a foundation that will last for generations. Don't waste it. One last reminder. Never step on a breadcrumb. Never flush the toilet with the lid up. And never ever tell a broke person how you plan to become rich. They will only try to teach you how to stay exactly where they are. The reservoir is full. Turn the handle. Build the vessel. The light has no choice but to enter. This is the final protocol. The transmission is complete. Secure your copy of The Mazal Reconstruction at the link in the description. Start the purge today, and for the love of the source, keep your mouth shut until the palace is finished. I will see you on the other side of the 30 days. Shalom